Hi everybody and welcome to this channel. Freya's Crone. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome and welcome back to my returning subscribers from my other channel. I'm grateful for each and every one of you guys and all the love and support that you've given me on my journey, YouTube journey. So to connect with this video, hit that thumbs up, leave a kind comment, if not for myself, for somebody else to find. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed, and a little notification bell so you know when I post videos. And if you know somebody these videos resonate with, go right ahead and share them. So this is a retrograde reading. We have a lot of planets in retrograde. Now we got the eclipses coming up. Very quickly upon us, I do have to say. Alright, so please only take the messages if they resonate with you. This video is for the Scorpio collective. If you do not resonate with this video, go check your natal chart and then match it up with the sign and the planet that we choose for retrograde. Those may give you better messages. So let's go ahead and pull your planet here, Scorpio, and see what retrograde planet is affecting the Scorpio collective or viewer. Okay, your South Node. So your South Node represents repetitive habits and patterns. It also represents the comfort zone that you are standing in that are repeating. It represents, Scorpio, the fact that you're afraid to step out because of these repetitive patterns that you are comfortable in. So Scorpio, your South Node, and then we have Chiron on the bottom of the deck. Now Chiron is definitely retrograde. So let's talk about your South Node first of all. So your South Node is earthbound, right? This is talking about here on Earth for one. For two, let's see what we have here going on. What do we have in here with Scorpio in it? I'm on the wrong side. Mercury will be retrograde November 9th through November 29th, and it ends in Scorpio. So Mercury can heavily affect you. But Chiron went retrograde on July 30th, 2025 in Aries, and will stay retrograde until January 2nd, 2026. So Chiron is known as the wounded warrior. Inner healer. So you are what is keeping you in these repetitive patterns and habits are these wounds. These wounds that are within yourself that you're comfortable with. You're very, very comfortable with them. So, and Chiron went retrograde in Aries. So Aries represents the full first house. The first house is I am awareness of self, appearances, outward attitude, body, identity, beginnings, personality, first impressions, and approach to life. So for some of you, you could be caring about what other people think. Pisces. I don't know why I said Pisces, but I meant Scorpio. So you could be connected to a Pisces, or have Pisces somewhere in your chart. You could have Sagittarius somewhere in your chart. You could have Sagittarius in your South Node. You could have Scorpio in your South Node. You could have Scorpio in Chiron. You could have Scorpio in your South Node. You could have Pisces in Chiron. Pisces in your South Node. take it whatever resonates for you. If you don't know what your natal chart is, please do it. Go to astroseek.com. It'll help give you a better perspective as to what signs are in these two well, I really wouldn't say they're planets, but these two placements, okay? So Scorpio, let's go ahead and move on with your reading. So what is this planet interrupting? So what is the South Node and Chiron interrupting for you, Scorpios? Okay. So this is the rune of Fehu. You may lose all you have conquered so far. Learn the stone's lessons and be aware of people around you. Remember, I said you are caring too much about what other people think, and you are comfortable with that. I'm also getting the energy of rumors. I don't know where that is coming from, but I feel it. All right, so what is it interrupting? That is the rune of Fehu. So it is interrupting something and you are losing something because you are learning a very powerful lesson that is teaching you something. It is teaching you these habits and patterns that keep repeating. So for some of you, you're repeating something. You're repeating a cycle. Because North Node and South Node is connected to the Moon. The Moon represents cycles that need completed. It also talks about the rooted issues of these wounds. All right. All right. So Fehu is number one, which does talk about, remember I said about Chiron going retrograde in Aries, the first house. So it does represent, Fehu represents the number one. It is the number one. So in reverse or surrounded by negative runes, Fehu may indicate a lack of wealth and a period of financial difficulty. It may also be interpreted as greed and exaggerated interest in material matters. Fehu can indicate loose ends and unfinished projects, and in its most negative form, Fehu represents loss and possibly an offer that should not be accepted. So, don't accept something. It's interrupting something that maybe somebody could have did something out of low self-esteem. An offer that should not be accepted is connected to poverty as well as to the kind of domination by others and leads to a loss of self-esteem. If the runes around it are strongly negative, it can indicate a delay or an obstacle. You're being cautioned to avoid wasting resources and to think carefully of the effect of your actions will have in the future. Problems related to conception, fertility, and pregnancy. So fertility doesn't necessarily mean giving birth to an actual baby, but it can represent the fertile seeds that you want to birth into reality and how they look. Again, we're talking about Aries, the first house, right? The house of I am aware. I am aware of something. You are aware of maybe perhaps this low self-esteem, these inner wounds that need to be healed. And that is why this planet Chiron in the South Node is interrupting something. It is interrupting these patterns, these habits. It is making you face these wounds. And it's making you to think before you take some sort of action. So it can be very materialistic. Um, that is something else that I'm getting. So it could be very materialistic. So it could be maybe a bit of a control freak too, due to these wounds. Um, Somebody could have a blocked start. In many ways, it refers to the previous phase and the cycles that have already been completed. So you need to complete some sort of a cycle. Maybe you have um, not did that, and this is a repetitive pattern. We were comfortable in these wounds instead of working on them. All right. All right. So that is what I see. It is interrupting. It is making you take a look at this. It is making you take a look at the wounds of and how you feel comfortable in these wounds within yourself and how to identify with them. It could have something to do with your identity as well. Somebody could be caring too much about what other people think is something else I'm getting. What is this Chiron and South Node shifting for the Scorpio collective? I don't. They say that this rune can be read in reverse, but to me, I really don't see a reverse in it. But we are going to read it anyways. This is the rune of Nautis. So, what is it shifting? Well, it is pulling you to the edge of your comfort zone, and it is asking you to hold your anger and find a sense of humor, okay, with this situation. Become aware, right? I don't know why I'm getting identity theft for some reason. I don't know where that is coming from, but okay. All right. So that rune is the rune of Nautis, and it is number 10. So, Nautis tells of a time of testing when your patience and sanity are pushed to the limits, being pulled out of that comfort zone. So, what is shifting is you're being pushed to your limit and you're being pulled out of your comfort zone. It advises you to avoid making hasty judgments or setting off on the wrong path. So it is important to realize your mistakes and be honest with yourself. And that's what you need to do. Realize, take responsibility for your choices. You may have to right wrongs you have done to others in the past. The advice here is to get the get rich quick schemes or quick fix solutions and just stick to the right path and wait for your luck to change. So that is shifting. Assistance from older relatives and friends who stand by you through some very dark times, right? And I feel like, remember, I said listening to other people. So, what is shifting is when you have learned these lessons through all the wounds, you're going to pick up them pieces and be in that Nine of Wands upright energy where you are going to be the warrior, the wounded warrior. Yes, that is what I see for you. Okay. So what do you need to be mindful of? Okay, so we got Rado, which represents travel. Rado would be the cart, travel. Some of you could be able to astral travel. Somebody is, it could even be able, could be talking about, with Rado in reverse, it reminds me, they're showing me the Chariot card, which is exactly what Rado is, but it talks about being reckless. Having reckless behavior, having reckless habits that you keep repeating. So that is why this retrograde is pulling you out of that comfort zone of this reckless behavior and forcing you to face your attitude and pulling this wound out by the roots and teaching you a very profound lesson. Sagittarius could be very important to you. Sagittarius is Mercury is going to be retrograde November 9th in Sagittarius, and is going to end in your sign, Scorpio. So Mercury retrograde could also be heavily affecting you, and that goes back to misunderstandings, caring about what other people think, spreading rumors, spreading lies. For the people perhaps who have been there with you and never did anything to you, maybe somebody around you could be, I feel like with that energy, a bit of a two-faced energy, but it only goes if that is significant to you, take that message. But I feel like it's going to be significant to somebody else. All right. So what do you need to be mindful of? Be rational instead of instinctive. So be more rational is what you need to be mindful of. It is a number 5, so you could be seeing trip 5s. It is associated with journey, cart, or ride, or cart. It is also associated with Thor. Alrighty, so what do you need to be mindful of? Suggests that it is a bad time for traveling, despite the fact that you may need to do so. Delays, accidents, breakdowns, and problems in general are likely in any journey that you must take, which Sagittarius is the sign of travel, so it could have something to do with astral travel as well. Plans are likely to be upset, so it is best to postpone your journey for the time, if at all possible. So what do you need to be mindful of is postponing this journey within yourself and exploring your wounds. Rado in its negative form can indicate an unexpected or unplanned journey. Sometimes this refers to a course of action that is best left alone for time being. Negotiations are likely to turn out well at this time but you have to be extra patient with people. It is best to avoid legal or official dealings at this time. The reverse interpretation of this rune may also signify a lack of goals and stagnation in your life, and the need to stop and think and see what lessons need to be learned. Yes. Lessons that need to be learned that you are comfortable in. These are repetitive patterns. These are repetitive habits. So you need to be mindful of it. You need to stop and think. What are you lacking in? What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid to step out of this repetitive habit? What wounds or wound are you carrying that you need to learn? How is it assisting with your karmic path? Okay, so we have the X, which represents gift. Gebo is the name of it. So how is this assisting your karmic path? Well, for one, it's affecting your relationships with people. It's affecting your romantic life. So I feel this player energy coming through here. Somebody could be very comfortable with being a player. So how is this assisting your karmic path? Well, it is giving you freedom. If you step out of this energy of being comfortable, okay? It is making you aware of your attitude. It is making you aware of other people, people who you can trust, people who do care about you. All right. Relationships. I'm getting strong player relationships. So somebody could have a Sun in Sagittarius and have Scorpio North Node, or have Scorpio South Node. And I don't know, let's see, Scorpio would be 11. So could be a North Node in Gemini or Taurus. So it could be connected to a Gemini or a Taurus here. Because Gebo represents relationships, marriage, union. Love. Again, this player energy. It's a number 7, which does talk about challenges. So Gebo cannot be read in a reverse position. So depending on the surrounding runes, it still may have a negative form, which indicates dishonesty, a lack of balance, or problems that are rooted to your emotions. Rooted to your emotions. Rooted patterns and habits. So it's assisting with rebalancing your energy and getting to the root of the issues that you may be comfortable in. Another thing to bear in mind is that if you are ready to give to others, you may become reliant on your generosity. They may become reliant on your generosity than standing on their own feet. If you stop giving, if you don't give enough in a particular relationship, you are seen as a miser. So it's assisting with some sort of dishonesty. It's assisting with rebalancing your energy. And you know what? Sagittarius rules the Temperance card. The Temperance card talks about that balance between fire and water. Adding just enough water without putting out that flame. It's that balance. So Gebo represents hospitality, generosity, and giving. It is the point which the giver, the one who receives, joins the one who receives. It is related to the gift of wisdom received by a hero in the Valkyries. It is a symbol of exchange vows, marriage, and ecstasy. It also represents sacrifice and independence due to partnership, but also growth due to consolidation. Joint efforts, partnerships, love, and growth are represented by this rune. In all matters related to sharing and sacrifice. It could represent a new romance or development in a romance. A commitment. A gift that represents maybe one of love or a material one that comes along just when you need it. A bonded partnership. Peace, contentment. And that's exactly what I feel. It is assisting with pulling you out of this energy, pushing you to your limits, becoming that wounded warrior. When these wounds are going to not only teach you a lesson, but it's going to help teach others as well. So you need to go on this journey within yourself and understand why you keep repeating these patterns with relationships of being dishonest. This isn't going to run. This is not going to resonate with everybody. If you're in a good relationship with somebody, then this is not your message. But if you are a player Scorpio, somebody who doesn't know what commitment is when it comes to relationships and the people who come into your life, then this message is for you. Okay? So some of you could have fire strongly in your chart. Fire in your south node, perhaps. Or Scorpio in your south node. Or Aries in Chiron or your south node. Alright, so there you go. Thank you for watching. So it's for a last message here. It is assisting with your karmic relationships. And it is helping you to see why you are so dishonest. It is helping you to face the shadow of wounds. Okay? Thank you for watching and have a great day.